Hello, this is NAG from Tsjuder, and you are watching Musica Grafia.
So the first question, what would you say is different about the new album that we didn't see on Demonic Possession, for example?
On the new album, it was me and Drauglen. We were very much involved in the mixing process. Also the recording process, because we recorded everything ourselves. So, but in the mixing process, we were very determined to get a sound which we think reflects Tsjuder. And that's the first time that we have had the time and opportunity to use as much time as we wanted. On all the other albums, you have like 2 weeks of studio time, or 3 weeks, or whatever you have, and you are very limited within that period of time. And so we have let other people control like the sound, but we have said, of course, before that, okay, we want this and this, and don't do that. But this time we were like hands-on. We were working much more close to the mixing process. So I think that's a main difference between all the other albums. Musically, I think it's still a Tsjuder. It's what we have always done. We continue in the same vein. Helveger is probably, it has more depth with the guitars. It's more guitars, because the way the music was made, it was made more by using recording software. So you could record one guitar and then you could try other guitars together with the first guitar, and so on. So it's much more like doubling or tripling of guitars than before. So I think those are the main differences.
What are you trying to say with this album, and does it have a particular theme or something?
No, we're not trying to say anything. We make the music that we like, and so we are not saying anything other than this is Tsjuder. There's no theme in the album at all. Every lyric is different. Some of the lyrics deal with Norse mythology. Some of the lyrics deals with the death, destruction, evil. So it's a good mix.
It's been 8 years since the last album. Has your approach to black metal changed at all?
No, we haven't changed since 1993. Where we still have the same core within Tsjuder. We still like the same music. We still want to create the same, not the same music, but the same kind of music. So no, it's still the same as it was when we started.
How have you felt the evolution of the band during your career?
I don't think it's that we felt there's an evolution. Of course, when we started the band, we were like 15 years or something. So we were young. And of course, when you grow older, you play more, you become better at your instrument, you learn more about recording, you learn more about playing live, you get more experience. So I think that's at least for me, that's the evolvement of the band. And I think maybe until 2015, like Antiliv, or maybe just before Antiliv, everything was going like this direction. And after Antiliv, maybe things started going a little bit upwards. I mean, bigger concerts and opportunities to go places we haven't been before. For example, South America.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Why did you choose the name of the band, and how do you pronounce it?
It's pronounced Tsjuder.
Tsjuder.
Yes, Tsjuder.
Okay.
It's the name was chosen because first we had another band. The first band name was Icor, but then we realized that there was another band in the States or something which had the name Icor. So we kind of had to change it, and at that time we have already started to make music and to play together. And we felt that Tsjuder is supposed to play like the rawest way of black metal. And Tsjuder, the people Tsjuder, well, first of all, Tsjuder is was a people, a tribe. And they were like, to put it like evil, crazy burglars, stealing, raping, just like a really feared people. And especially in Norway, in the north of Norway, they were really like a bad people. So we felt that Tsjuder was a brutal people, and the band Tsjuder, or our band, is a brutal band. So we felt that the name was fitting. So that's why we chose it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's 30 years ago, so it might have been different today.
No doubt. What was the first black metal album you listened to?
It really depends what you define black metal.
Proto black
think,
metal or black metal?
I think the turning point was for me was when I got a Blaze in the Northern Sky from Dark Throne. Because I already had Soulside Journey, which is completely different, of course. So when I heard Blaze in the Northern Sky, it was like a game changer. So yeah, I think
For you, Venom, Bone, and these bands, for you is black metal?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to describe. That's kind of it's the first wave of black metal, of course. But when you look at it today, for me at least, I think that's more. It's hard to put a label on it. Much of it is it's actually a kind of trash with a really crappy sound. And yeah, you have the screaming and everything. So it's yeah, it's I think it's hard to like. I don't think Venom is black metal. Venom, yeah, they had the word black metal, but in today's standard, or in at least my opinion, it was a beginning of something. But I don't kind of label it as black metal. I think it's more trash rock. Of course, like the first Bathory albums are black metal, I think, for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Albums like the first album of Bathory, Under the Black Sin of the Under the Sin of the Black Mark, and the Return. These albums.
Yeah, Battery, and the Return. Yeah, for sure, black metal. Yeah, but I mean, for me, I kind of you make a distinction between the first wave of black metal and the second wave. The second wave with Mayhem, Darkthrone, Immortal, Marduk, all those bands. So I think that was a much more clear line. That the second wave of black metal, that's pure black metal, and the first wave of black metal, that it's different. Like some bands, yeah, black metal, other bands more rock and roll, thrash. So yeah, but of course they started it. They did.
Yeah. About the band, how was Antichristian departure from the band?
Yeah, the problem was that we were trying to make new music after Antiliv, and it was, first of all, Antiliv, we made like almost the whole album in the rehearsal room, like with everyone. So that worked out fine, and we thought, okay, let's do that on the next album as well. So we tried that, but we couldn't get anywhere. We made 2 riffs which were cool, then we made 2 other riffs were cool, but they didn't fit together, and it was impossible to make one complete song. And we realized, or me and Drauglen, we realized that Antichristian he didn't want the same as we did. He wanted to make something different. So it was like a really, hitting the wall. Nothing was happening. So we just had to decide that we can't work together anymore because we're not getting anywhere. So it was too bad, because I mean, Antichristian has been with Tsjuder for 20 years, and he has been a great drummer and a great friend. But at some point, I mean, it's not possible to continue if 2 guys wants to continue with pure black metal and the 3rd guy wants to do something else. So that's what happened.
Since he left the band, has anything changed?
Yeah, it's for sure, because it's actually much more easy now to make the music and everything. I mean, it's always been me and Drauglen, mostly Drauglen, who's made the music. On Hellvegger, it's Drauglen who made almost everything. And I think we are working much more together now. We are, talking every day almost. And everything seems a little bit easier. So it doesn't have anything to do with Antichristian, but it's got to do that we want the same thing, me and Drauglen. And also working with John Rice has been a pure pleasure, because he really catched the music, and everything just flows, so it's a very good period. So we will see what the future brings.
Talking to the black metal scene in Norway, what is your opinion of the Norwegian black metal scene in this moment?
I don't know. I don't feel I have my friends, and that's what I care about. I don't really care what else is going on. Of course, I can be interested if there is a new band or a new record or whatever. But first of all, I moved away from Oslo, so I live like 2.5 hour drive away from Oslo. So I'm not in Oslo anymore. It's just when I'm there, it's for work or it's for rehearsing or doing something like really one thing, not going out. And for me, I think kind of everything died when Elm Street, actually before it shut down, but we kind of grew up in Elm Street and everything went to shit. And after that, I didn't care anymore. So for me, it's more important the people I know and my friends, and what else is going on. It doesn't concern me.
And you listen in other music, other genres?
I normally say that there are so many people answering interviews that they say that they listen to everything. And I say that I'm not so sophisticated. I like metal, and that's primarily what I'm listening to. So I think it's as easy as that. It's mostly metal. Today I was driving from home, from work. It's about 2 hours, and I was listening to Possessed, Seven Churches, and Morbid Visions from Sepultura, and Schizophrenia. So that's
awesome, man.
That's how it goes.
Awesome. Which was the most strange show you ever had as a band, and which was the most strange country you ever played?
I think that the most extreme country we went to was El Salvador. It was a special feeling. It was a great concert, great audience. Audience were crazy. So everything was really great there. But I think that going to El Salvador was different compared to other countries I've been to. So I think that's it. And when we talk about, strange concerts I remember we played a tour with Carpathian Forest, and we played in Spain, actually. I think it might have been Barcelona, and the promoter promoted the wrong date. It was a really big venue with a big stage, and there was, I believe there was 7 people. So
only 7 people?
Yeah. And those 7 people, they paid to get in, so we had to give everything. So that was strange. But what we did, we played the concert, and then we went and had drinks and beers with the audience. So it was a really close concert. So that was strange. So both Tsjuder and Carpathian Forest, we just played.
Wow.
Yeah.
As well as playing festivals such as Mexico Metal Fest, are you planning a European tour? And will you play in Madrid?
We right now nothing is planned. This year there's almost no concerts.
Mhm.
There are some which is not announced. Not Madrid, unfortunately. I want to go to Madrid again. It's been 18 years since last time. The only thing we will, as you said, Mexico's Metal Fest.
Mhm.
And nothing is announced, but since we are already in Mexico, yeah,
All right.
let's spend some more weeks. So yeah, something will happen in South America.
Very good.
Yeah, and I hope for 2024 that we will play more concerts in the whole world, but especially in Europe.
Yeah, man. You have been an active band since the 90s. What has changed from that time until now in the public and in the bands?
Well, in the band, it's been pretty much the same. Of course, we have had some lineup changes. We had in the 90s we had different drummers, and we had 4 guitars. No, sorry, 2 guitars. Satan, we decided that we will just continue with 1 guitar. So since Kill for Satan, basically it's been me and Raglan and Antichristian. In the public, I don't know if what's changed or not. I mean, there are younger people. Suddenly, I'm older than people. I used to be young. Now I'm only young in my head. So it's probably the same. It's just like the time goes on.
It's a difficult question, but what do you think is the best album of Tsjuder you've ever made?
The new one, Helvegger.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. And the second one is Desert Northern Hell. So, but I think Helvegger it's actually we have managed to show the real sound of Tsjuder. It really represents us. So I think so for sure.
And the last question, are there any bands or albums you would like to recommend to people?
Yeah, Urgal. I think all the Urgal albums are exceptionally good. And also Beastcraft. Everything from Beastcraft. And I have a really soft spot for Manes from Trondheim in Norway. They released, I believe it was 2 demo tapes and 1, I don't know if it's a demo or what. So it's 3 tapes. So those 3 tapes from Manes, they are extremely good. And I think it's not that known to many people. Yeah, and it's probably more as well, but right now that's what I can think of.
Okay. Do you know any bands from Spain?
I'm not sure. Maybe. I can't think of any right now. If you say some names, maybe.
Yeah. like Balmog, Ouija, Spectrum Mortis, Martyrium.
Yeah, I probably have heard it, but I don't remember. Sorry.
Estamos con toda la pereza. Suscríbete por aquí, que lo tienes ahí. Lo estoy dejando a huevo, más fácil imposible. Y aquí tienes más vídeos que sé yo que te van a interesar porque te interesa el metal extremo. Así que dale caña.